Hello everyone, I, Sagar Jagtap, Assistant Professor in Instrumentation Engineering Department. In this video, we will going to see the basic concept of the process. The objectives are to introduce the notion of process, to describe the process including scheduling, creation and the termination, to explore the inter-process communication. After learning the concept of process, the student will be able to know about the process and process control blocks, operation on process and the process scheduling. An operating system execute a variety of programs. The batch system execute the jobs. The timeshare system execute the user program or a task. Generally, the term job and the process almost interchangeably used. The process is a program in execution. A process execution must be progressed in a sequential fashion. Process state. During the execution of the process can jumps from the different states. New, the process is being created. Running, instructions are being executed. Waiting, the process is waiting for some event to occur. The ready, the process is in a ready state to get the CPU time. The terminated, when the process has finished the execution. In this diagram, we can see the transition of the process from this various state. When the new process is admitted, the process is kept in a ready queue. Once the process gets the CPU time, then the process is transit to the running state. In the running state, process can be terminated by exit. The process can be interrupted due to certain higher order processes, or the process can be wait to happen certain IO event. This is a process control block. If we see this process control block, then each process is having the one memory block. In this block, there is a pointer, process state. Then each process has a process number. It has program counter, register, memory limit, list of open files, likewise this. Now if we see how the process are executed, suppose in this scenario there are the two process P0 and the process P1. Now the process P0 is executing state, but what happen after few times, the certain process P1 is come with the certain higher priority. Not happen, the operating systems call the interrupt system call. Here the current state of the process P0 is a save in a process control block 0. Then the operating system reload the current state of the process P1 from the process control block 1. After executing the process P1, then again the interrupt or a system call is called. Then again the operating system save the state of the process 1 into process control block 1. Then again it reload the save state of the process control block 0 of the process P0, and then again this process P0 is starting to the executing. If you see in this diagram, while interrupt is occur, in between this time we can see the process P0 is the ideal, and if we see this process, then this is the process P1 is idle. So this idle times means the process is not getting the CPU burst, while process in execution phase, then process getting the CPU burst. So actually in this executing phase, the process in a execution means it gets the CPU burst. The representation of the process scheduling. If we see this process scheduling, then there are the different queues are there, like the job queue, ready queue, device queue and the process queue. Now the process can migrate from these queues. If we see here the CPU, in the CPU the process can go for the IO request, time slice expired, fork a child to generate the child process, wait for an interrupt. Then again all these processes are made in a ready queue. The scheduler, the long-term scheduler, or it is called as a job scheduler, select which process should be brought into the ready queue. Short-term scheduler or a CPU scheduler select which process should be executed next and allocate CPU. short-term scheduler is invoked very frequently. The long-term scheduler is invoked very infrequently. The long-term scheduler controls the degree of multiprogramming. Processes can describe as either I/O bound process. The process spends more time doing I/O operation than the computations, or by using the CPU burst. CPU bound process spends more time doing the computation and very few to the I/O operation. The context switching: when the interrupt is happen, then the CPU switches to another process. The system must save the state of the old process and load the save state for the new process. Context switch time is an overhead. The system does not use full work while switching. Time independent on the hardware support. So this context switching time is an overhead. Operation on the process: the process can be created by using this fork system call. Then the wait system call is there, exit system call here, and the execute system call is there. This fork system call is used to generate the child process from the parent process. The process is terminated by using the exit system call. Output data from the child to parent is by using the wait system call. Then the parents may terminate execution of the system children process by using the abort system call. Inter-process communications: the mechanism for processes to communicate and to synchronize their actions. Message system: process communicate with each other without restoring to shared variables. IPC facility provide two operation: send message, message size is fixed or variable, and receive message. Suppose P and Q are the two process and they wish to communicate, then they need to establish a communication link between them, exchange messages via send receive link. Implementation of the communication link: the physical links like shared memory or hardware buses. The logical communications like the logical properties. The process must name each other explicitly. Send P1 message means send a message to process P. Receive Q, message, receive a message from process Q. The properties of communication link: links are established automatically. A link is associated with exactly one pair of communication process. Between each pair there exists exactly one link. The link may be unidirectional but is usually the bidirectional. The indirect communication: messages are directed and received from the mailboxes. Each mailbox has a unique ID. Process can communicate only if they share a mailbox. Properties of communication link: link established only if the processes share common mailbox. A link may be associated with many processes. Each pair of process may share several communication links. Link may be unidirectional or bidirectional. Mailbox sharing: the P1, P2 and P3 share mailbox A. Then P1 sends, P2 and P3 receives. Thank you.